Hello guys and welcome to one of the first videos on my new channel. Here you'll be seeing a lot of Geoguessr related content since I'm I would say quite an experienced player, maybe not the best, but here I can show my profile. I have more than 3000 games overall, so maybe if you're new to the game I can teach you one or two things. So to begin with today, we're gonna have 10 easy and quick tips that could be learned easy by new players, which could easily help them distinguish different regions in the world and most of the time different countries. So there will be 10 tips that will be divided in two categories. So the first 5 will be about Carmeta, which you'll find out what is, like what Carmeta is if you don't know. And the other 5 will be some other nice tricks and tips that will help you distinct which country in the world you're in. So let's get straight into the video. Right, so before we get into the first tip, forgot to say, please hit the like button and subscribe so you can make these videos much easier for me to make. And let's head straight into the first tip. So the first tip is about Carmeta, and if you don't know what Carmeta is when you can see the Google camera air rack here and some parts of the Google car, and that's called Carmeta, which can always, almost always help you distinct, if not which country you're in, which area of the world you're in. So the first and probably most distinctive meta is the Kenya snorkel. So if you see this snorkel together with the Google car and the rack of the camera, you can easily say that you're in Kenya, and Kenya is right here in West Africa, and I would say this is probably around the capital of Nairobi or Mombasa. I'm not sure about Mombasa, so I'm just gonna click around here, and as you can see I get a really nice guess by just looking at the Google car. In the next round we'll find out that there's another type of snorkel which could also be found just in Kenya, and this is this small one that's on the left side of the car. Again, everything on the car is visible, and you can easily say that you're in Kenya after you've seen it. And this time I believe we're a bit further north or a bit further east. We're not, but it's fine. And just like that you can easily distinct where you're in Kenya and get some pretty nice guesses, I would say. So we continue to the second tip, guys. We're still staying in Africa and also in West Africa. This time we're in Kampala, which if you don't know is the capital of Uganda. So here it's also quite distinctive car meta. So here you can see the two mirrors on the side of the car without the roof rack, which is really interesting. And if you just see two mirrors without roof rack, and you can easily distinct that you're in Africa because the red soil and the people, not to be racist or anything. And you can easily say that you're in Kampala because that's pretty much the only place that Uganda has coverage, and again get a really nice good guess in Africa. So we continue to the third tip, guys. This time we'll head out of Africa and to Latin America, and this time we're actually in Guatemala. In Guatemala again there is a really serious car meta which you can easily use to distinct the that you're in that country. So here you can both see the mirrors on the side of the car and the roof rack on both sides, so you can quite easily distinct that you're in Guatemala, since also most of the time you see Spanish language like you can see right here, and you can easily get a nice guess. Like here I believe it's this town here, and there we go. You can easily distinct that it's Guatemala just by looking at the car. Let's go for another round here. This time it's a bit more rural. Again you see the mirrors on both sides of the car, the roof rack. This could be seen pretty much all over Ghana. I'm not sure exactly where in Ghana it is. I believe it's either north or south. My guess would be north, and it is exactly the town I clicked in. So that's how you can also get really nice guesses in Guatemala by just looking at the Google car. Right, so for the fourth tip we head back to Africa, and this time we're in Rwanda, which on the map you can find just next to Kampala in Uganda and Kenya, which were our first two tips. So the car meta here is that you have this big black car, and generally the Google camera is in the back, in the yeah, in the back of the black car, it's visible like this, and you can easily distinct by just looking at that you're in Rwanda. And an interesting tip for guessing in Rwanda is that every time you'll be in Kigali, which is obviously the capital. An interesting fact is that it is considered one of the cleanest capitals in Africa. So just like this, you can pretty much get a really nice guess within Africa and within the world just by looking at the Google car once again. So for the next Carmeta tip, we'll again head out of Africa and head to the Spanish-speaking part of the Caribbean. This time we'll be in the Dominican Republic, where again you can see the roof rack, which has these black things in the middle, so it's different to like Guatemala. Also, it doesn't have the mirrors at the front. You can see a bit of the white car there, which could be quite distinctive, and obviously only found in the Dominican Republic, which is on one of the biggest islands in the Caribbean. So most of the coverage would be in Santiago de los Caballeros and Santo Domingo. So most of the time I recommend clicking one of these two. This I believe is Santo Domingo, and just like this you can pull a really nice guess by just looking at the car once again in the Dominican Republic. So the sixth and final Carmeta of this video will be about again the African country of Ghana. Ghana, if you don't know, is located here in the western part of the continent. It's quite a big country, and it's got one of the most distinctive car metas for the whole game. As you can see again, the roof rack is visible, so as the front of the car, and one of the things is this big red sticker here on the car, and the most important part actually is this black tape on the end of the roof rack on the right. I'm getting rid of the thing so you can see the black tape clearly, and every time you see that black tape, only one option should be in your head for a guess, and that should be Ghana. So you click Ghana, and just like that you get another nice guess again in Africa. So without the Carmeta, Africa is probably one of the most difficult continents to guess, but just by looking at the car you can pretty much distinct every single of the available countries in Africa really easily. So that is for Ghana, and let's continue with the other tips that are not related to the Google car. So our seventh tip, we're heading out of Geoguessr and out of the maps overall, and here I will be showing you how you can easily distinct Korean from Japanese and from Chinese. Like this you can easily make really nice guesses in this part of Asia by just looking at some script which could be seen really often around these countries. So let's begin. Here on the left we have Korean, which could be quite distinctive just by looking at it. It has so many circles and other round shapes in almost every single letter, as you can see over here, and just by looking at so many circles you can easily tell that it's Korean. And the next one is Japanese, which you'll be needing the most, since in China you don't have that much Google coverage, but in Japan, sorry, you have these big symbols with quite a lot of detail, and this little like a stick small symbols that don't contain almost any circle and round shapes. So by just looking if there are any circular shapes, you can easily distinct if it's Japan or South Korea most of the cases, because obviously North Korea doesn't have, North Korea doesn't really have much Google coverage. So for the last three tips, they'll all be connected to the license plates of the cars, which, as you probably know, even if you're a beginner, are blurred in almost every scenario in Geoguessr, but still there are quite a few methods that could easily help you distinct which country you're in just by looking at a license plate. So for these three methods we'll stay in Europe this time, and for the first one I'll be showing you how to distinct that you are in the Netherlands. So in the Netherlands, most of the cars, not most, but almost every single car has a yellow plate at the front and a yellow plate at the back. So if you look at all the cars and they have yellow plates on the front and at the back, you will most probably be in Netherlands, especially if you get a European vibe. And just like that, you can easily distinct Holland just by looking at a few cars, which you can really obviously see in almost every scenario that in which you're like on the road. And there we go, you had a nice guess in Europe, and that's it for the Netherlands. So next up we'll be heading into the European country of Italy. So here again we have some license plates that could really help us distinct which part of the world you're in. So here in Italy the license plates are really short. As you know, they have the blue thing for the European Union, but also it could be quite distinctive that the front plates of the cars are really short. They have blue on both sides. So that could be seen just in Italy, nowhere else in Europe. And you can actually see that on almost every single car that is driving around you. Also at the back you have blue on the right side as well. And just by looking at the front plate of a car you can easily distinct that you're in Italy, since region guessing and guessing in Southern Europe could be quite difficult sometimes. And just like that, I click Italy, it's Italy. And you get more nice guesses by just looking at some car license plates. And for the last tip of the video and 10th one, we'll be heading into the United Kingdom, which also has quite distinctive car license plates. So here you can see that the back of the cars have yellow license plates, and you should be really careful in these scenarios because, as you can see, the front plates of the cars are white. In such cases you can easily mistake them for Netherlands, because they also obviously have yellow plates as well. But you should always make sure to check out which side of the road you're driving, and also make sure to check out the front plates as well, because in Britain, as you can see, the front plates are always white and the back plates are always yellow. And if you see some cars with yellow plates at the back and white plates at the front, you can easily say that you're in the United Kingdom, which consists of obviously Northern Ireland as well. So if you get like an Irish vibe and have blue yellow plates at the back, you can easily guess Northern Ireland. But I believe we're somewhere in like Birmingham, London or something like that, or in Cambridge in this case. And yeah, you get a pretty nice guess in United Kingdom just by again looking at the license plates of the cars. So guys, really thank you for watching this video. It would really help me out if you subscribe and of course hit the like button, so I could continue to make content that will help people that are new to the game to develop and acquire new skills, and of course get some more nice guesses. I'm Limpo, and see you next time.